Good morning, everybody. This is Lorraine.
And Jennifer.
And this morning, we're going to talk about user generated content.
Yes. So, for the listeners that don't know what that means, you want to explain it?
So, when it comes to growing a business and you are just starting out, a lot of people say the best way to do it is with other people's money, OPC. Because that investment, that influx of loans or investment allows you to expand rapidly. And so when it comes to content marketing, OPC, other people's content. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go out and scrape things and steal from other people, but you got to find ways to encourage people to talk about your brand, to give you ideas, and to engage with you. And that's really what user generated content is.
It's what other people's opinion is of what product or service that you have. I think another term that gets thrown around a lot with user generated content, and you just touched on it, is influencers,
Mm-hmm.
and the whole idea of paid versus non paid user generated content.
And I would recommend that every brand needs to think about ways to do the unpaid stuff first before they start. Just, you know what? It's what I say about advertising versus organic content. Get get the organic first, get the unpaid first. There are a lot of ways that you can generate engagement and interaction from your audience.
You could spend a ton of money on an influencer and it do you no good. And it can also come off as, in my opinion, um, fake.
Mhm.
When you actually have people willing to speak and talk about your products or services just because they like them, not because they're being paid, that is going to go 1,000 miles more than having a paid influencer, my opinion.
And the most fundamental or the most easily recognizable kind of user generated content are reviews, and they are the lifeblood of restaurants and hotels and entertainment venues. And so to start, you need to ask people to give you those reviews, and you need to encourage that kind of content.
Yes, and there's lots of ways to encourage that type of content. Obviously, asking for reviews is simple enough, in my opinion. But you can also ask for people to talk about by having contests, creating hashtags, creating events around that, where you are getting people to talk about your brand and you are attempting to get it to go viral.
And you hit something a nail on the head there. Contests are great. And the funny thing about a contest is the prizes don't have to be big.
No.
Social media is all about ego. People participate on social platforms because they want to be noticed. And
Right.
sometimes the biggest reward you can give is simply liking, resharing, interacting with the people who are sharing the content. And so you have a win a Starbucks gift card, but if you get 20 entries and only one person gets the gift card and the other 19 get thank yous and comments, you win.
Yep. Yep. It's about coming up with that creative concept that is going to want people to participate regardless of what the prize is.
Mhm.
It's more of, I have an opinion on that. And
Mhm.
they want to join in and they want to be part of the conversation. That is a great way to get that user generated content without paying for it.
Absolutely. And there are one of my favorite, and I don't know if he still does it, but on the Tonight Show and now Jimmy Fallon.
Mhm.
He used to do this thing on Twitter where he would ask these ridiculous questions and he'd
Yes.
get all of this interaction. And then he would read some of those answers that night. And so, on the one hand, he was getting great engagement and interaction on Twitter, and then
Yep.
he get people to watch the show to see if their tweet was mentioned.
Yep.
But he would also thank other people on Twitter. So best of both worlds.
That is a really great example, of how to do it. It reminds me of events and creating a hashtag for an event and reminding people throughout an event the hashtag that you're using and asking questions during the event to get that trending, whether it's on Twitter or Instagram or wherever they're at. People You want people talking about what they're learning at an event and get that user generated content.
I don't see it as much anymore, but there was a period there where anytime I went to a tech conference, there was a tweet wall where you could see a live feed of that hashtag appearing on the wall in real time next to the speakers.
Yeah.
And it Twitter really kind of has changed and people don't quite do that anymore. But that gave people an opportunity to go, "Ooh, there's my comment," and again feel special and acknowledged.
Yeah, we currently have a client where, we're using user generated content and, we had to take the approach of what's in it for the person that
Mhm.
is creating that content. What are they going to gain from this? And, we were able to take that angle and get some great user generated content. But another way you could do this is if you have a product, sometimes giving away your product, to, people and asking for their opinion on a product and to create a video is a great way to basically, give away product and in return for what do you think?
Absolutely. So if you have something that again, it's easy for them to use to execute. I think it's very important if you're going to give away product that you be a little bit clear about what you're looking for, not necessarily the messaging, but
Right.
you know, we're going to send you this. We'd like X, Y, or we'd love a video back. We'd love photographs back. Um, One of the other things with user generated content is that you can get ideas for your product that maybe you would never have thought of.
Yep.
Whether it's your marketing and advertising team or your product development team. I think Lay's potato chips is brilliant. They do a contest every year where they ask people, what flavors should we create?
Yep. Yep.
And I'm pretty sure nobody in their lab thought about biscuits and gravy potato chips.
Oh.
But but
Me either.
but that got people excited and interested. And there's a small group of people that are creators. There was some research back 20 years ago. There's a
Yeah.
small group of creators, there's a wider group of commenters.
Yes. So, if you possibly can hear me, you are frozen for me. Technical difficulties. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if Lorraine is live or if I am live. So I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Technical difficulties are always fun. Um, we will be back next week, and thanks for listening.